Hey YouTube, so here's a tutorial on throwing the Shuriken. Some people call this a Chinese throwing star. It is not. It is a Japanese throwing star, okay? Some people refer to these as shurikens. The word shuriken is a very vague term. Basically in Japanese it means a throwing implement. This could be a throwing panto or a spike or even needles, but usually people refer to it as a star as a shuriken, but more specifically it's a Shuriken. This is a cold steel heavy model of the Sure Strike, and I like the heavy models just because they're more accurate at long range and you can have a better feel of what this is going to do after you release it. Okay, so I'm going to start out point blank. The grip I'm going to be using. Okay, as you can see, my index finger is at the center of the star, and I like to line my thumb parallel to those 2 points right there. And concerning the rest of my fingers, I usually like to have my middle finger touching the spike and my ring finger and pinky finger curled up underneath it. Alright, I'm done with the underhand and sidearm throws. The reason I started out with those is because when this thing was used in combat, in feudal Japan, that's probably how it was used, more of as a distraction, to get the weapon up in the eyes or throat of the enemy, just to distract him while you made your getaway. So now I'm going to move back to about 12 feet and using an overhand motion. The grip I use on these, I like to extend my index finger along a point and sort of cup another point with my ring finger and middle finger. And then I like to have my thumb, depending on the distance I'm throwing at, I kind of move it back and forth, alright? If I'm farther back, I might move my thumb farther back on the spike, but if I'm closer, I'll probably move my thumb to the point where it's touching my middle finger. One thing I'll say, if you're throwing at a pine target, alright, made up of 2x4s, alright, you're going to want to be throw linear, okay, because if you throw at the sidearm angle, you can't stick it, it's just a lot more difficult. So keep in mind the grain of your target. If you have the target's grain that goes up and down, you got to make sure it's more linear. If it's going horizontal, which I wouldn't recommend, you're going to have to throw side on, alright. I say have to, but that's the way you're going to have the most success if you do it. You can stick it any way you want to, but it's going to tear up your target, and it just isn't necessary. Alright, this thing is, as you can see, it's very simplistic, and it's fun. Don't overthink this at all. So I'm just going to move back and see how far I can get throwing this thing. That wasn't the one I was aiming for, but whatever. Alright, in case you're wondering, that was about a 12-yard throw. Here's my muddy Shuriken and the water. That was with one throw. Ripped it right open. Cool.